So, Halloween is upon us yet again, and while I've been super busy making special themed riffs and Let's Plays for the Comic Book Cast channel, which if you haven't seen you totally should, I admit I've kinda neglected my own channel, so I thought it was only right to put together a little something. Throw together a little something. Do a thing. And what better topic than treats and candy? They are, after all, the lifeblood of Halloween. But then again, anyone can talk about good treats. In this top 10 list, I plan on counting down the top 10 ghoulish goodies that actually really bust my pumpkins. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm always grateful for the candy that I got as a kid, and you all should be too, but hey, that's not going to stop me from being hyperbolic and complaining about first world problems. And trust me, I'm going to get super hyperbolic in a minute. Number 10, chips. Now, don't get me wrong, I love chips, but when it comes to Halloween, I think most people are looking for something more on the sweet side, not salty or savory. Chips also take up more space than just about anything else in any given trick-or-treat bag, and chances are good, depending on when in the night you get them, they could very well be crumbs by the time you take them home. Also, I'm a man who loves particular flavors, and the majority of Halloween chips are plain. As not to offend the more delicate taste buds out there. Now, if you're lucky, you might end up with a mini bag of Doritos or Fritos, but we're not always so lucky, are we? Number 9, soda. Now, from what people have told me, this might actually be something of a regional thing, but I can remember every year growing up there would be at least one house that gave away cans of soda. Now, in theory, it makes sense. There's enough sugar in one of these things to equal, well, pretty much any candy out there. But yet again, cans have this nasty habit of taking up way too much bag space, and Sam Hain help you if you accidentally nick one of the cans that could cause the sticky stuff to, coat your entire candy haul, and no one likes that. Number 8. Raisins. Yet again, don't get it twisted here. I love raisins, be they part of trail mix or chocolate covered, but they do not have a place in the world of Halloween. Halloween is a time when we're supposed to drown ourselves in sugar products. Raisins made it into my bag every single year, and you know what? I don't think I'm alone in saying I always left them for last. You know what? Because that's what raisins are. They are the Halloween equivalent of the kid who gets picked last. And you know what? Nobody ever liked that kid. And I'm not just saying that because I speak from experience or anything. Just, screw raisins. Number 7, strawberry hard candies. I'm sure we've all seen these things at one time or another, usually on the desk of a doctor's office or maybe a guidance counselor. Basically, these things are the candy equivalent of throwing up one's hands and saying, you know what, I don't care. We're not even going to try. Better luck next year, kids. And you know what? This extends to pretty much all generic hard candy, but these strawberry things, they are definitely, public enemy number 1 as far as I'm concerned. Number 6, this crappy caramel. Now, I don't mean all caramel. I'm talking about a very particular brand that was served in orange wax paper that I cannot seem to, for the life of me, find actual photos of. But you know what? Every year without fail, I got a couple of these, and while they looked great on the outside, they usually taste freaking terrible. It taught me a very harsh lesson as a young man, that no matter how good something looks on the outside, on the inside it could be twisted and evil. Much like people who talk at the movie theater. Number 5, black licorice. While Good and Plenty is definitely the poster child for this one, I will freely admit that this is more of a personal taste thing. I hate black licorice. The texture, the flavor, it totally turns me off. Now, I'm not being prejudiced. Personally, I dream of a perfect world where the black licorice, the Twizzlers, the Nibs can all live together in perfect harmony in a lovely licorice rainbow. Sadly, this isn't a perfect world we live in, and black licorice will just have to, deal with its spot at number 5. Number 4, pennies. Okay, so I can honestly say I've never actually run into this practice myself, but when researching the worst Halloween candy, I did come across this a lot. I guess it makes sense in theory, give money to kids in hopes that they can pick out their own treat, but when was the last time penny candy actually, cost a penny? If you give me pennies, then you might as well give me a ride in the DeLorean with Doc Brown, so I can go somewhere back in time to actually, spend these copper pieces of crap. Number 3, business cards. I shit you not, if I am lying, I'm dying. One Halloween as a kid, someone actually handed me a business card. I almost respect the balls on this guy. Handing out a business card instead of candy is basically just asking for trouble. Were I not a better kid, you can bet that guy's house would have been teepeed back to the Stone Age in retribution for such a seasonal slight. And really, could you blame me if I did? Number 2, toothpaste. Seriously, if you are not a professional dentist and don't have a ton of these things sitting around, then there is no reason to hand out toothpaste. Hell, if you were a dentist, it would actually be in your best interest to hand out the best candy in hopes that that candy would lead to cavities and those cavities would lead to more business for you. Quite simply, if you hand out mini toothpaste on Halloween, you are a Halloween Grinch and you should be ashamed of yourself. And the number one worst Halloween treat is apples. Do I even need to explain this one? No one wants fruit on Halloween. It's just that simple. Furthermore, most parents won't even let their kids eat the apples that you give out because of that urban legend about the razor blade. Now, maybe if want to put a little candy, maybe some caramel on that apple, we can talk. But outside that, there is nothing more disappointing than opening your treat bag to find an apple. And if you give apples this Halloween, you, my good sir or madam, are a worse version of Hitler, and I hope Wookiees eat your butthole. So, yeah, that's my list, and happy Halloween, everybody.